what's going on, everyone? It's Chris, and welcome back to once again another episode of the Survivor podcast with my good friend Gocubs 711.
So I went to a non-specific campaign rally today for a candidate who I'm not going to name as to not start controversy. It was Bernie Sanders. But so I was there with three other trombone players, and one of them realized, oh hey, we're gonna have to like take off our belts to like go through the security because they had the metal thing on them. And one of the other guys with us, who we always make fun of for only wearing shorts in every type of weather, was so proud of himself that he didn't have to wear a belt because he was wearing athletic shorts.
That's your story?
That's the story.
Okay. No. Sorry, I'm gonna hear squeakiness on my side. Just turning my microphone around. Okay. Well, remember, kids, whenever you go to...
I've been standing for 7 hours today.
When you go to any sort of major event that has metal detectors in it, wear athletic shorts, no matter how fancy the event. So, welcome back to Survivor Cow Wrong. Say again?
Bad advice.
We are... we just finished watching episode 4 on this past Wednesday, and it was brutal. It was very brutal. It was just a tough episode to watch, but
it went 10 minutes without airing the intro.
Really? Oh yeah, that's true. And then the whole major evac scene that happened was like the whole ordeal, the whole challenge and everything was like 30 minutes long.
Yeah,
it took
the reward challenge alone, and the aftermath of it was 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Very upsetting episode, and I think that the people were talking about online. This should have been the episode that they do for an hour and a half. Like, I like the long premieres, but I rather have, if there's something insane that happens, make the episode a little bit longer, because they rushed the ending by like a landslide this past episode, which sure it was expected, but there was absolutely no suspense whatsoever. We all knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, but to find out what we were talking about, let's go ahead and jump right into the recap part of it.
Whatever this bullshit was.
Yeah, absolute. So things kick off at the Brain Tribe. Now this is after Liz got eliminated, Peter's partner in crime, and Peter is very much trying to keep it cool at the camp. And so he goes, and basically in order to keep it cool, he walks away about like 5 feet away and just kind of like lies on the ground. And just chills there for a little bit. So Debbie then approaches him and tells him that she did not want to let him go, that because he does help the tribe in terms of like physical threats and everything. As soon as she leaves, he promises to take them out one by one after the tribe swap. So Peter is he's looking for revenge for his sidekick Liz. So
yep.
That would have been very interesting if they did the tribe swap right then and there, because that was definitely foreshadowing. But it never happened. But let's get into the first reward challenge ever this season. They've been, for some reason, they've been doing immunity after immunity after immunity, not really doing any reward challenge. Finally, we get a reward challenge. So it was weird though, like you brought up, Gocubs, this was before the intro was being played, and so immediately you're like, what? Wow, no, it's not even. People that like turn this on are like, "What show is it? I haven't known." For like 10 minutes.
TV Guide is a lie.
Right, exactly. So The reward challenge was brutal. That's an understatement.
Yeah,
So
to dig through sand and then dig through more sand and then play skee ball.
right, yeah, players will race through a series of obstacles and under a log. Then they'll dip up 3 bags of balls, or dip up, dig up 3 bags of balls, and that was the toughest part of the challenge. After that, they'll have to roll the balls up into a series of 6 targets. The winning tribe will receive a kitchen set, and the second place tribe will receive spices. So it was like immediately everyone goes through the first part of the challenge, and it's like you're just trying to dig through everything. You're trying to like dig through all the obstacles and everything to finally get to the big pit where you have to dig for all the balls. And they all get there, and like they're going through it quick. 45 minutes later, they are still all
Digging in the fucking sandpit.
and in the burning sun as well. Just absolutely just scorching out. So this was just absolutely insane. Uh, so then the brains. I think it was the bronze found their first ones. And I
Scott found
think
both of them.
they found 2 of the bags, I believe.
Scott did too.
Okay. And Brains got 1, and I think
Beauty had 1 too.
And Beauty had 1, so it was 2-1-1. And that's what, and then that happened probably within like the first like 5 minutes or so, and then there was 45 minutes of looking for it. So then the Brains find their second and third bags, and they're able to move on immediately. So we all thought Bronze was going to be the ones to find the third bag. Nope. Brain immediately gets going. So then the Brains basically win it easily because everyone's still digging, and they have like a huge lead. It was an absolute blowout.
And then Debbie collapses.
Sort of, yeah. She was already on the ground, just kind of chilling out. And Joe's like wondering if there's anything wrong. Debbie, like, she says that she's beginning to get like heat stroke symptoms, so they have to get medical out, and they tend to her. Joe gets an umbrella and to like keep over Debbie, which, by the way, me and my dad were saying like that it was so smart of Joe to get the umbrella. So not only is he helping her, he's also helping himself from the sun. But she ended up being fine. They just had to get some water on her, and the medical was able to take care of her. So she ended up being fine. Sooner or later, after that happened, the Beauty finally got both bags. So even before Braun got their third bag, Beauty was able to get both bags, and they were able to start doing the skee ball. And basically it was a blowout again. The Braun actually did the Braun end up making it to the skee ball?
So yes, what happened was something caused which we'll get you, but something caused the challenge to have to be put on hold, and Beauty had not yet finished throwing all their balls, so Braun still technically had a chance to come back.
Okay, and I also want to point out, because it is kind of relevant later, while Braun was digging everything up, I guess Alecia was being like a cheerleader for them. And was it Scott or Jason that was like, shut up, or no, just keep on doing that. That's all you're good for. I
don't know, one of them.
Yeah, it was just some sort of snarky.
I just remember Scott was like, "Yeah, I did the work. I got 2 of them."
Yeah, and it was like a really like she did really look like she was like in there with her hands. She was just kind of like kicking dirt, but she was. But I don't know. She was still trying, and I thought that was just like really it was just so unnecessary. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Aftermath for that happens. So then they're going to work and everything. Beauty wins it. They win, or they get second place essentially, and Caleb He is absolutely like he just gets taken away from everything, and he has to walk over to like this tree, and then he just collapses, and so medical ends up having to aid him. He's like passed out
He's
essentially.
not in good condition.
He's not in good condition at all. And then on top of that, you had
Sydney
Sydney.
then.
Yeah, Sydney, who was already kind of collapsed near where like it was like the waiting area while their team did like the skee ball. She was already like collapsed, so then the medical had to bring her over to the shade and help her, and so she was much more vocal, and I think much more of aware of what was happening to her, much more than Caleb. Caleb basically went into like a heat induced coma, um, and it was really just it was absolutely like very sad to see everything that was happening. Luckily, Sydney was able to pull out of it. She was able to be okay, but Caleb unfortunately had to be pulled from the game. They just knew that they could not save
And
him at all.
and he was like not even able to respond to them.
Right. And what was crazy was that, and they kept on saying it too. This was the guy that when the minute he started the game, he was jumping into the water like he was the strongest guy out there, pretty much.
He had the energy for this game, and it pained me to see him go. Not only because of uh, how much I liked him uh,
Gone far.
from Big Brother, and just in the past.
Yeah.
But just these first few episodes, I just really loved his personality.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's
I think he changed over the course of Big Brother,
absolutely.
which is good. And I
When
think
you're
that
locked in a house for like how many days?
right,
Like 70, 80 days. You kind of like and you're around different kinds of people. You really you just get to see all kind of walks of life, and it changes
yeah.
you as a person.
And I
Um,
just like I was just sad to see all that passion go the way it did.
Absolutely, and it was really it was devastating. It really was because, especially like being like I think it hurt us more than it would have hurt just someone that watches Survivor, because we know him. We watched him all through Big Brother 15, and like
Mm.
just saw him. Or actually, I think it was Big Brother whatever. Big Brother 16, we knew how he acted, and we knew that he was a goofball, and we knew that he had his moments where we were like, "What the fuck are you doing, Caleb?"
Yeah,
But but like since being here during the season, he's always been the nice guy. I think I'm very sad for Ty, because they were forming like a bond. I was so
I was
happy.
so sad.
I was so happy that that alliance happened before he went, because or
Mhm.
that like bond happened, because we were banking on it. We were really hoping for it, because it was like just two completely different people. But no, yeah. So unfortunately, Caleb is out of the game. Thank you so much, Beast Mode, for all your hard work, and we're sorry that it got cut off very shortly.
But he's better now.
But yes, and then they before they cut to commercial, they said that he is now 100% better.
Yeah.
Everything's okay now, which
Um.
I wasn't too surprised once I saw that, because I think that's something like once they like evacuate that person, and you're in good
Yeah.
hands. I had faith in those doctors that they were not going to let him like die or anything.
Right.
So
So one thing that does leave, though, is Chris is once again without a sole survivor.
yes,
Um.
yeah,
That being said, because these are kind of like my rules. The points are kind of my rules. We came up with them together, but I'm the one who keeps track of them.
right,
Uh, since Caleb wasn't eliminated by gameplay, like he wasn't voted out, I'm not going to like count that against Chris in terms of the winner predictions. So if Chris does, let's say hypothetically, ends up winning, I say that because I'm gonna win.
Right, you cocky
Okay.
asshole.
Uh, uh, if Chris's next pick ends up winning, it'll count as his second pick, not his third.
Right, right,
Just
yeah,
because it's kind of it wasn't really in his control, so
right. Well, no, what
it's
happens in
never
the
in your
game,
control. But
by control. But like, yes,
regardless,
it wasn't that he was voted out of the tribe. He got medical evacuated. So yeah, it sucks. I didn't necessarily want I didn't need to have the extra point, but
well,
I'm
you're getting it.
but Cocos was insistent.
If I lose by less than 3 points, then I might take it back. No, I'm kidding.
Whatever you want to do, I stand on it. I still stand by. You can. I'm fine with the 8 points.
I already well, yeah, you're
It's
getting the
okay.
8 points now,
Yeah, it is.
max, depending on if you win.
Yeah, it's all right. It's
But
all
if your
right.
next person goes home, then you're fucked, and you get the 5 points.
Right. All right. So that's Caleb, and that's the situation.
So long.
So see you later, Caleb.
And then we have the most rushed 30 minutes in Survivor history.
It really was. It was really disappointing. So anyways, we come back, and we are at Brain Beach, and Debbie says that she didn't want them to call medical in for her because she didn't want to look weak in front of her daughters. And that was like the one moment that I've actually seen Debbie as being that I actually found Debbie likable for a moment. I was just like, all right, yeah, I'll give that to you. I was like sobbing when she said that. And then over at Braun Tribe, Alecia confronts Scott and Jason about what they said to her during the challenge. So that's going back to the whole, you fucking just keep doing that. You didn't. That's all you're good for. Whatever it was. So she asks Scott how he treated a teammate during an NBA game, and he makes the point that NBA players are the best in the world, and he's a former world champion. Which really, when I thought of that, I was just okay. So yeah, she won with the Indiana Pacers, but were you really a key contributor to that game? Or were you just were you just a fucking bench warmer and then you got a ring out of it?
Dude,
Just
you could
saying.
dunk on you. Don't say that.
I'm just saying,
He could dunk on you.
I mean, yes, you're good at professional basketball.
Get
Good for you.
dunked
Just breaking news coming into the Survivor podcast. Scott is actually going to be the star of Space Jam 2. So coming very soon.
It's not actually a thing. I just saw Space Jam for the first time a few months ago.
And he's actually gonna Alicia's gonna play the villain in the movie, and he's just gonna throw basketballs at her.
Is Alecia also played by Danny DeVito? Because Danny DeVito was the villain in the first Space Jam.
Yes, we'll go with that.
Okay.
She didn't want to actually participate.
Danny DeVito plays Alecia, who plays the main antagonist.
Right, exactly. God damn it. All right, so yes. Anyway, so Alecia. So now, yeah, Scott says oh yeah, so the NBA players are the best in the world, and he's a former world champion. Alecia says that she hopes there's a split so she could get away from them, and Scott assures her that she'll go home if they go to tribal, which really is really who else would you be voting out? Meanwhile, yep. Sydney's off to the side recovering from her near-death experience, and she's like, "What the fuck, guys?" So now we're off to immunity, and it's two tribe members from each tribe will race into the jungle and retrieve puzzle pieces. Then two other members will go into the water to retrieve puzzle pieces, and then the first two tribes to complete their puzzles will win immunity.
When they ran into the fucking forest, Peter left his fucking rope behind
Yeah,
to run back and get it.
yeah. It was
What the
really,
fuck?
it was really unfortunate. But yeah, really like it wasn't. It was an exciting challenge for the most part. But again, everything had to be rushed. But Mr. Gocubs, you kicked ass. Brain was the
Yes, I
winner.
fucking nailed it.
Braun got second. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Beauty got second, and Braun was the one that had to go to tribal.
also the order for the reward challenge, by the way.
Also, the order for the reward challenge. So he nailed it twice in a row, but just get the regular number of points. Uh, so yeah, and essentially, Probst asks the Bronze how it feels to lose again, and Alecia responds that she tried, and Sydney quickly corrects her, pointing out that they tried. And J Pro asks what the odds of Alecia surviving the vote, and the others say she's basically a goner.
Yep.
And Jeff's like, yeah, we could just do an immediate tribal, and of course Alecia did not want to do that. So then we just go right to tribal council.
I mean, I'm sure shit happened back at Tribe.
I mean, like, yes. Why would they not show that? I get it. They have like an hour to do things.
They had the fucking 30 minutes of
chaos,
injury, insanity.
But I will say this, and I know that we want to make sure that we know everything that was happening with Caleb, and we want to make sure we paid our respects to him as he was getting evacuated and everything. But that was all just for good TV. A lot of it, just the fact that it took that long to get through the whole thing. Meaning like the editing, not the actual event of it happening.
Yeah.
But like they could have tried to trim it down a little bit. But
it divided in like the half hour and like commercials pretty well. So
right, yeah. I was very disappointed when they just kind of cut right to tribal council, because you kind of knew like, so then nothing has changed. Then how could anything change now since we're going right from the challenge right to tribal councils? Kind of annoying. So then Rose asks Scott, Alecia, and Jason if their minds have changed, and they're like, nope.
Sydney.
And
you said Alecia.
Oh, the Gordon Holmes screwed up then.
God damn it. God damn it. God damn it.
So it was Scott, Sydney, and Jason if their minds have changed. Unfortunately for Alecia, it seems like they haven't. And then Jeff tells Alecia that she thinks that he thinks she's a goner, but he is rooting for her, and Alicia's just like, yeah, but I still think I can help in some way. So Alecia gets eliminated.
That's what. That's what you call a clean sweep.
Yeah, really, just such an anticlimactic ending to this, especially the whole saga too.
I think it was just like it was kind of like. I don't know. There was just so much like emotionally that happened, like for the viewer, that happened in the first half, that the second half was just kind of like nice for recovery.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's a good way to look at it.
It balanced out into a regular amount of emotional strain.
Yeah, that's true.
In a regular Survivor episode.
Yeah, and hey, I'll give Alecia credit. I pointed her out as a villain earlier because she got my man Darnell out, but she definitely stuck up for herself in a lot of ways, and she was able to survive 2 tribes in the tribal councils in a row, and she really I wish that she really tore Scott and Jason a little bit more of an asshole, but they unfortunately, she didn't really do that much like campaigning. I think that if she did anything more, she would have just dug herself a bigger hole. But props to her. Props to Alecia. She put up a good fight. Or not. She also had times did not try that hard.
I don't agree with you that she put up a good fight. I'm sorry.
Why? Well, let's talk about it because it's for me. I think there's times that yes, she was just not trying at all, but there were times that she did try. She at one point while everyone was sleeping, she actually made fire for everyone.
Oh, nice.
That was part of that was like a major scene, and you would think that they would give her credit, but Jason was just like, nah, she's still Blondie. She's still stupid. How dumb is she?
Tribe.
Yeah.
Scott's okay, but not the greatest.
Right. I think that a lot of, that she had an attitude. She did fight a lot, but I think that they were also dicks to her and didn't give her a shot. To really recover, so to say. I guess, but I don't know. You can give the counterpoint, I guess.
Nah, not worth it.
Not worth arguing with stupidity. All right. Well, let's get into our predictions here. We basically we know for sure next week that there is going to be a tribe swap. So what we are going to do, instead of choosing a tribe, because we don't really know what the tribes are going to be, which tribe is going to be left out of it, because we're pretty sure it's going to be two tribes instead of 3. So we don't know what's going to happen, but what we're going to do is we're going to pick 2 people each that we'll say is on the winning tribe, or on the part of the 2 winning tribes if they stick to the 3.
Which I don't think they're gonna do personally.
I hope they reduce it down to 2.
Yeah,
but we'll see what happens.
So if we basically get a point for each one that's on the winning tribe. So if they're both on the winning tribe,
2 points.
2 points. If one of them is, 2 points. So you're guaranteed a point if they end up on opposite tribes.
Wait, if you just said if one of them was on it, 2 points.
My bad. If one of them is on it, 1 point.
You're very tired from the rally. I can tell.
Everything hurts.
Everything
hurts.
To pee. All right. So yeah, you can go first with the two people.
All right. There's really not much to say to this. So Scott and Julia. I feel like Scott's this big powerhouse, and I think Julia will either like surprise people or just happen to be on the winning tribe.
And Scott, there you go. So Julia and Scott are your 2 people that you think are going to be on the winning tribe.
Yep.
As for me, I just picked randomly 2 people. I'll see if I get it right. I picked Anna and Sydney. So the Anna, the poker player from the Beauty Tribe, because
Vanessa Jr.
Yeah, I had to actually explain who Anna was, because she's. I feel like we don't even know.
No one. Okay, we barely know anyone on the Beauty Tribe because we haven't had any fucking drama with them yet because they've never been up for elimination.
Right, exactly. Except like drama with like Nick, which, speaking of which,
well, Nick has just been Shadow the Hedgehogging. And the most interesting things on the Beauty Tribe have been Ty looking for the idol and his bromance with Caleb.
Right, and now that's over.
Yeah.
So speaking of Nick, I pick him to be the one that goes eliminated.
Really?
Eliminated.
Oh, eliminated. Okay.
Eliminated.
All right. I picked Debbie.
And you picked Debbie for a twofer to see if you can get it for a second time.
This is my second time picking Debbie.
Yeah. Hopefully she goes this time.
Yep.
All right, and as we talked about earlier, unfortunately, Caleb has been evacuated from the game. So, in turn, I must choose somebody. How could I pick anyone other than our guy, Ty?
Yes.
Let's go. Ty has the immunity idol at the moment, so if he's smart, he'll keep it until he'll keep it on him, and hopefully he'll use it at the right time, or get a chance to actually use it and not be eliminated with it in his pocket. So he does have that protection right now. Maybe if him and Jason get on the same tribe, we could have a
Super
double
idle usage.
super idol usage. Which really, I don't even know how they're gonna get that to
Oh,
work. It's gonna be
because
very
they also
interesting.
have to know that the other person has it, so they just have to have a chance alliance making, and then trust each other enough to be like, dude, I got this thing,
Right,
and then the other guy to be like, dude, I have the same thing. We
right.
have something here.
Right, exactly. It'll be very interesting. But anyways, I'm picking
Snapping
Ty.
feet.
I'm hoping that Ty makes it to the end and wins the whole thing.
I
And
would not be against that, honestly. I love Ty.
yeah, absolutely, me too. And you are sticking, of course, with Peter.
He's still in the game. I can't choose anyone different.
Yeah, Peter is there, Mister Doctor Obama. So yeah, that's it. That is this episode. So next Wednesday we got the tribe swap, and that always creates some new drama. Usually, whenever there's a tribe swap or a merge, usually it's ample drama because no one knows what the hell they're
Yep.
doing. But sometimes that's a really fun thing and good thing. So yeah, any other words, Mister Feel the Burn?
Not much. If you are eligible to vote, do your fucking research. Um, look at which candidate seems the best. I know mine might not be that for you. I'm not going to try to convince. I'm not going to try to convince you because I feel like it's kind of too late at this point. I don't know. But yeah, go out and vote. It's more important than you think it is.
Yes, and another thing, let's not be dicks to one another this year, okay?
Please.
People are going to be very high strung, so let's not be dicks to everyone. Everyone has their own views. You gotta accept it. You gotta live life. Be happy, guys. Be happy. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching.
Stand
And
up for what you believe in,
yes.
unless it's racist.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's okay. That's an okay thing to say.
That is an okay thing to say.
Don't be
Yes.
racist.
Don't be racist.
I can't believe I have to fucking say that in 2016, but
Yes.
all right, let's get
All
off of
right.
that.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next
So.
time. Bye bye. Doll drop.